if you could just describe some of the things that your mom and dad were doing with the underground. So when we're ready, talk about some of the activities that they did, and if you want to take it to as far as that massacre at the river, where the 150 plus, you can go that far if you want.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Good, Jim. All good. Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
My father, as I said, was black sheep in the family. He was communist and he was jailed, and even when World War II broke up, he was in jail second time. And when political prisons were open in Poland because war started, he managed to get back to Vilnius. So he had big experience in underground activities, and he knew a lot of people in that field. So when they ended up in the ghetto, he was only one with experience how to create that underground organization. So he brought together whoever was communist there. At the same time, there were different groups in ghetto who were organized, boons, anarchists, and so on and so on. So leadership of those groups came together and they created United Underground Front. And friend of my father and his assistant in communist group, Isaac Wittenberg, became communist representative over there. They were trying to find weapons. They established a connection with a Polish group in the city, because all of them speak fluent Polish. They established connection with Lithuanian communist group to exchange literature and so on and so on. My stepmother was the same in ghetto, but she had place to hide in the city. So she was courier of communist organization, courier between Polish group which printed newspapers and flyers in the city, and she was carrying them, pretending that she is pregnant woman, back into ghetto. She knew few entrances into ghetto which was not discovered by German. It was too visible for escaping, but was good for one person squeezing in. So she was going in and out. So all that activities basically was preparing for uprisal in ghetto. That idea was not really well supported by residents of ghetto who hoped just to survive. So there was intent of uprisal on Strashuna Street, but all of them were killed. In any case, there was direction from Central Committee of Communist Party in Moscow that all the underground groups in Vilnius supposed to be united, and there should be one central command. And they sent Lithuanian person, communists, to organize all of this. That gentleman, Vitas, his name is Vitas, didn't have experience. He was honest, good person, but he didn't have experience in the underground activities, and he was betrayed by a person he brought into underground. At the same time, already I was not in ghetto. According to my father, I don't know, I didn't read anything in his books, but my father told me that Isaac Wittenberg met person who was living in Vilna, whom he knew before war, and that person expressed interest of joining with underground and ask questions and so on and so on. So Wittenberg told him that yes, there is underground group and so on and so on. And our leader told black person, and few days later, there was attempt to arrest Wittenberg by police and SS. He escaped, but Germans stated that if he will not come out, they will execute 20,000 people. In some documents, in some books, you can find reference that communist leadership decided that he has to get out and be arrested. My father told me it's not true. It never happened. It was his own decision. What I personally know, when we visited Poland in '67, we had opportunity to meet with sister of Sonia Madejska, which I mentioned before. We had nice coffee evening in restaurant, and of course conversation was about her sister and war and so on and so on. And she told me that Sonia blamed herself for Isaac Wittenberg's death. She said, Sonia said to her sister, that night before he gave himself up, he came to Sonia, and during conversation, he said, Sonia, what would you do in my place? And Sonia says, I don't know, probably I would give up. And next day he gave himself up. So she felt that she led him to that idea. So that conversation proves to me that there was no decision of communist leaders for him. In any case, they realized that entire leadership was betrayed. Wittenberg was arrested and he committed suicide in jail without betraying anyone. But SS was looking for a tall black person. So they realized that they have to try to escape from ghetto. So my father had connection with partisans in forest. And they promised that they will send person knowledgeable in forest roads and so on, so on, so on, to lead them to the forest. But they have to get out of ghetto. So they had group of people ready to escape, my father, my mother included. They left ghetto like group going to work. And when they were crossing suburbs, there was a group of Jews already working there. That group realized that these are people escaping from ghetto. So they joined them, and in this way it became a very big group. My father said about 150 people. And they were met at specific point with a representative of partisan, and they walk already in forest, and they had to cross a river. They decided that it's dangerous to go over the bridge during the day. They have to wait for darkness. And when it became dark, they sent two young guys. One of them was a cousin of my stepmother, to cross the bridge. They crossed, came back, no danger. And there, before coming to that bridge, there was a little bit of valley in the road. And when that entire group moved into that valley, from all the sides, machine guns started shooting. So they was ambushed there. My father was screaming, Rose, 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 trying to make sure that she is nearby. but bullets were just flying all over him. And it's the crowd. Bottom line, he ran away from there without finding her, of course. And in the morning, far away from that place, there were 7 people found each other who survived. I knew few of them later on. In any case, they didn't know what to do. They knew that go back there it's dangerous, and so they were hiding in the forest. And the way my father told me, he saw young guy just walking through the forest. And my father says, "No, guys, I will go and talk to him to find out what's going on, who he is." Everyone was screaming, "You will betray us," and so on. So my father says, "Go away, hide, it's my choice." And he met the young man and began asking questions. That man says, "Don't fool me. I know who you are because I know what happened yesterday.